Dotted Podcast. I'm your host, Austin Gerke, and it is Thursday, which means for my NASCAR people, hold on, whoops, my phone kind of exploded on me, or not exploded, but the sound went off and didn't want that to happen. So if you hear that in the audio version, that's my bad. It's not a big deal, but anyway, for today's show, for my NASCAR fans, it is duel day, which means in reality for all my non-NASCAR people who are curious and listen to this show anyway, today's the day where the actual field gets set. Last night it was the pole and second place, so the front row for the Daytona 500 was set last night. And Alex Bowman and William Byron make up the front row, which means there's at least, 36 more spots to fill? Yeah, there's 36 more spots to fill. Maybe 36, 37 more spots. So I'll give you my... Really, when I'm picking the winners for these duel races, it's just, okay, if you win, especially duel number 1, which is going to be up here in about... where are we? 3:28. It's half an hour from now for duel number 1. If you win that race, that just means you're going to start third on Sunday. Doesn't mean you're going to win the race, but it means you're going to start third. Same thing goes for duel number 2. If you win that one, you're just going to be starting fourth on Sunday instead of where they placed everybody last night. And then give you the games list, and that's probably it. I mean, there is a story of Valpairaso getting rid of their school name, the logo, and everything. I'm kind of curious as to why. I could bring up the Mark Cuban situation, but no, I hate that fool enough as it is. So I'm not going to get into that too much. But we're still going to be around the NFL because we got 4 more days for it to matter. Because Russell Wilson and every other quarterback just seems to want to leave now that they realize a 43-year-old man is still better than all of them. But we're going to get started with the games list first. Let me open the ESPN app back up, and then I'll go into the games list for each, and we'll get going here. So let's start with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go with the NBA first. For today, I've got the Heat over the Rockets, Celtics over the Raptors, Pacers over Pistons, Warriors over Magic, and the Sixers over the Blazers. So my winners again, as follows: Heat, Celtics, Pacers, Warriors, and Sixers. Those are my winners tonight in the NBA. As far as, let's get out of here. Sorry, NBA fans, I got some stories to get to. Well, the Australian Open's underway now, thank God. Okay, so college basketball today. We got one game in progress already. It's Purdue and Minnesota. Purdue is beating Minnesota 49-45, but that's 10:19 to go in the second half. Illinois, Michigan, that game got postponed because of COVID. You have USC and Washington. Now, Illinois and Michigan do play. I'd still take the Michigan to win that game. So whenever they do play, probably not that long because it's almost March Madness time. But I would have taken Michigan anyway. USC, Washington, I'm taking the Trojans. And Gonzaga and Santa Clara, I would have taken Gonzaga. But that game got postponed because of COVID as well. So again, the winners for the games that are actually in progress, I'd take Purdue. I know they're leading right now, but I still would have anyway. Purdue and USC are my winners for the games that are actually going to happen. And then in the postponed ones, I would have taken Gonzaga. And what was the other game that got postponed? Michigan over Illinois. So Gonzaga over Santa Clara and Michigan over Illinois. Which now leads me with the NHL for today. And then it's pick time for the duels and some news stories to end your day. Let's go to the NHL. All right. Capitals Sabres, that game got postponed. So did the Devils and Flyers. That game's postponed. Penguins, Islanders, I'll take the Penguins. Lightning and the Panthers, the Battle of Florida, I'm taking Tampa. Not because I love the Lightning, I don't, but not because of all the Tampa love I've had this week, but just because they are the better hockey team. Blue Jackets, Blackhawks, I am taking Columbus. Red Wings, Predators, I am taking the Predators. The Oilers and Canadiens, I'm taking Montreal. And the Senators and the Jets, we're talking hockey again here, I'm taking Winnipeg over Ottawa. And the Blues and Wild game got postponed because of COVID too. So we've had now 3 postponements. So as far as the games that are going to happen tonight, taking Pittsburgh, Tampa, Columbus, Nashville, Montreal, Winnipeg, and that's it. So with all these postponements, it's kind of like, well, okay. So now we're going to go with, before I go here, we're going to get to some news stories, and then I'm out. Let's see. Any other interesting ones? Oh, no, the dual winners. I'll get to the dual winners next, and then we'll go ahead and jump in. Let's see. Okay. No exciting news stories right now, at least on the ESPN one, but we're going to go to the dual winners first, see who I'm going to take in the duels for both. Remember, in these races, it's not exactly who wins the race. It's just if you win, you're going to end up in third if you win duel 1, and you're going to end up in fourth if you win duel 2, and then every other spot. Like if you're second in duel 1, you're going to end up in fifth. So these are just qualifying races. It doesn't mean it. It means something for the Daytona 500, but it doesn't mean a lot. So let's see. Yep. Who am I going to take in duel number 1? Again, if you're watching on Rumble or IGTV, if my head's down like this, I got to get through this. I point this out to you guys every time, but that's partly because I don't know if, because you guys go, look at the camera. Well, yeah, that is nice. See, here. All right. Camera's up there. But I'm kind of reading this to you as I go along here. So anyway, who am I picking in duel number 1? Let's look at the lineup. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go with the wild card here in duel number 1. I'm taking, well, I don't think it's much of a limb, but I'm taking Joey Logano to win duel number 1, which means he'll end up starting third for the Daytona 500, and every other spot in duel number 1 is every odd-numbered position. So that's all that means. So the winner for duel number 1, in my opinion, will be Joey Logano. Let's see. Who will win duel number 2? Let's go right to it real fast. Let's see who will win duel number 2. Let's go in the lineup. Pick a list. No, I'm not picking Harvick. If he does, though, all the good luck's been happening to my stuff lately, or my fandom lately, but I don't think Harvick will win duel 2. I think Chase Elliott will. So that means he'll start fourth. Harvick fans, if he doesn't win, he'll probably end up in third, which means he'll probably start sixth in the day. 6th in the Daytona 500, which is, quite frankly, where he qualified last night. So he's not really going to gain a position. If he does win, then it's pure luck. But I'm taking Chase Elliott to win Duel 2. Joey Logano will win Duel 1. So that will be row 2. And then everybody else in your duels. Remember, Duel 1 is all the odd number positions. Duel number 2 is all the even number positions. So if your guys in Duel 1, expect an odd number position. And if your guys in Duel number 2, expect an even numbered position for the start. Remember, this is the start, not the winner. That's tomorrow. That is for Prediction Friday. I'm not picking the winner until tomorrow's show. But just to tell you who will win tonight in case you want some interest or reason to watch. Now we'll get to the news stories of today. And then I'm out of here. Let me go. Boom. Alright. Where am I? Okay, I got 7%. That's enough. Okay. Raiders plan to... Okay. Don't need to. This was one of them, and then I'll get to the NFL news. Not Tampa Bay related, please. That's what you guys all want me to do, so that's fine. But I'll get to this story first. This one will be in the episode description. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy and the stupidity in this again. Some of you already know my political leanings if you've been listening, but that doesn't really matter for a sports guy, right? But maybe this will. Valpairaso University announced Thursday it is dropping the team name Crusaders, the school mascot, and all logos associated with the term that it said has been embraced by hate groups. Okay, a Crusader... Oh, good Lord. The decision came after decades-long debate that had intensified recently because groups such as the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, began using the symbols and words. The school's facility and student senates each passed resolutions calling for the change, and the university's alumni board of directors supported reassessing the appropriateness of the team name. Guys, it's a team name. Yes, the KKK embraced it. The KKK is the dumbest group on the planet. They're not very smart, then there's not very many of them on there anyway. Oh my god, hate groups are using Crusaders. You know what a Crusader is? I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and go on dictionary.com. This isn't a sports show, but I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you anyway. Because, this is a sports show. But the people in Valparaiso that said, you know what, let's get rid of everything. I'm going to give you the dictionary definition of a Crusader, shall we? And then we'll go on to one more news story, NFL related, and then I'm out of here. All right? So let's go on dictionary.com. This is going to take me a while, but let me go. Let me spell this out real quick. D-I-C. Okay. T. Okay. It's going to take a while for my thing to load. Okay, now I'm going to search this for you guys. Read the definition. And then you'll see. Then I'm going to leave you guys in suspense while I search out the term, okay? Ready? C-R-U-S-A. Okay, Crusader. Right? So that took the third line in this search. Right? Often a participant in any of the crusades or military expeditions undertaken with palpable sanctions by the Christians of Europe in the 11th, 12th, and 13th centuries. Which means it was a military group in the 11th and 13th and 11th, 12th, and 13th centuries. And now all you soft snowflakes want to get rid of it? Ha! 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 Give me a break. You know what? There's a second definition, I believe, too. Hold on. Yep. A participant in any vigorous movement for the defense or advancement of an idea, cause, etc. It doesn't advance hate. Look at the first definition. Go on dictionary.com if you have to after you read this story and just look at the first definition. That's what Valpairaso first used. And now all of a sudden, man, the KKK and a bunch of other hate groups are starting to use it. We need to take it down. Okay. First off, that ain't going to do nothing. It's really not. But be my guest. Anyway, I know I went off on tangents and went on dictionary.com, but I will leave the link of this story in the episode description and you can read it yourself. But we're going to go through one more news story in the NFL, not Tampa Bay related, I promise you. And we're going to get through some of these quarterback trades here. Let me get back on the NFL app and see if there's any interesting stories from that side of the tree, and then I'll be out of here. Let's see. Hawks are getting more calls. Okay, so Hawks are getting more calls for Russell Wilson. This is what I was leaning for. Yes, there is a story out there where Tom Brady is getting a minor procedure done on his knee, which apparently he's been needing for months. But he played on that knee. So whatever procedure it is, it better be not that serious, but we'll see. Okay, let's see here. Russell Wilson has been unusually outspoken about his desires for his situation in Seattle in the last week, and has driven new interest. The Seahawks have received calls at an increasing rate in recent days on Wilson. Tom Pelissero and Mike Garafolo reported, "It's a natural outcome when a star player makes his displeasure even somewhat public, but it's additionally interesting because of what Wilson stands within the organization. He's entering the third year of a 5-year contract that pays him an average of $35 million a year, including $32 million cap in a $32 million cap. So he's $32 million against their cap. Russ, you're in the same situation Deshaun Watson's in. You don't get to say. You have 2 years left on your deal, and I love you, Russ. You're probably the better quarterback in that division. I know Stafford's in LA right now, but you can go back on my takes on Matt Stafford. It's not good. He's not that great. He can throw for a lot of yards than that. Russ, you're a better quarterback. You're probably the best quarterback in that division. So don't leave Seattle. Just don't. If you have a chance, if you want to leave, fine. But where are you going to go? Where do you want to go, I should say, because you don't have the option. You're not a free agent. And besides, Seattle has all the leverage. Let's see. Meanwhile, Wilson's been involved on, organizational trades. Okay, whatever. Wilson sat in the same suite as NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell during Super Bowl 45 and watched Brown score. Okay. So it just goes back to the AB situation where Russell Wilson was working out with Antonio Brown. He wanted Antonio Brown, but Seattle never pulled the trigger for him. Tampa ended up, and the rest is history. All this boils down to is none of these quarterbacks are going anywhere. I know Philadelphia is trying. They're trying to get rid of Carson Wentz. But Okay, Philadelphia Eagle fans, I want to ask you something before I end this show. What do you really want in return? Carson Wentz is the reason why you even were able to be in the playoffs in the first place. Yes, I know Nick Foles in 2017 won you the Super Bowl. He outplayed Tom Brady. Fine. Carson Wentz, led the league in interceptions this year? Fine. But what are you going to get? What do you want in return? Jalen Hurts is not your answer either. I mean, as far as the quarterbacks are concerned, I would still take Carson Wentz over Daniel Jones. Whatever comes out of Washington, we don't necessarily know about Alex Smith. Okay? And Dak Prescott is probably... I still believe Carson Wentz is the best quarterback in that division. It's just, I don't know what's going on in his head. Okay? Same situation you got with Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson. Carson Wentz, you've got way too much money. You have no leverage. So either learn to play better, or they will find a better trade option. I mean, I didn't think the Rams would get rid of Jared Goff, but they did. But the Eagles will find a way too, I guess. In other words, the NFL, even without any games playing, it's insane. All right. This has been Before I Go. Thank you for listening and watching the Austin's Audit Podcast. I am your host, Austin Gerke. You can listen to this show on Podbean. Just search for the Austin's Audit Podcast and click follow, just so that way I know what the heck's going on. You can also listen to this show on Spotify, Google, Apple if you know the trick, Deezer, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pandora, and, I always forget this one, but they've been loyal to me too, SoundCloud as well. And for my Amazon Music listeners, if you have an Alexa-enabled device, just say, "Hey Alexa, play the Austin's Audit Podcast on Amazon Music." You can also watch this show on Instagram on IGTV. Just follow me. My handle is at Austi Spamanti. That's AUSTISPAMANTI. Again, that's at Austi Spamanti on Instagram. So you can watch this on IGTV, or you can get it by listening to it on SoundCloud. You can also follow me on Twitter. My handle is at Austin_Gerke. And you can follow the show's Facebook page. Just search for the Austin's Audit Podcast. You can also, if you're on Rumble, hi guys, what's up? You can also follow me on Rumble. You can follow me by searching AD Gerke. That is AD and my last name, which is GEHRKE. Again, that is ADGEHRKE. The only letter in there that is capitalized is the letter A. And please make sure that the search is set to channels, not videos. Once you search for AD Gerke, you can click subscribe, and you'll get every episode from episode 1 all the way to episode 156. It is Prediction Friday tomorrow, and I cannot wait to pick who will win the Daytona 500. Again, tonight is not to pick who will win the race. If you missed that segment of the show, I'm picking Joey Logano to win duel number 1 and Chase Elliott to win duel number 2. But those races are not to determine the winner of the Daytona 500. It's just to determine who will start where for the race on Sunday. The winner of that race I will be predicting on tomorrow's show for Prediction Friday. But until then, I will see you guys tomorrow. You've been listening to the Austin's Audit Podcast, and I've been your host, Austin Gerke. Peace out.